Hey everyone, Tristan back with another video, and in this video I wanted to talk about audio shows and why lately I've been thinking they're not really worth it in many respects. I'm talking about shows like the AXPONA show, which is going on right now, Rocky Mountain Audio Fest, which is in October every year in Denver, Colorado, even the Head-Fi CanJam shows. For a number of reasons, I don't think that they're necessarily worth it. The first one is that they're really bad environments to actually demo any gear. They're very loud. You can't usually tell the difference between different gear. And, the experience that I've had in listening to different gear on the showroom floor, for instance, for like at CanJams and stuff like that, is that, yeah, the only thing I can tell is it makes sound. I mean, literally, you can't tell anything else. You can't tell any of the nuances between the different headphones or the different amps or the different DACs. You just sit there and you listen because, yeah, I can hear music. It works. That's literally pretty much all you can tell. So it's not a great environment to actually preview any gear. So if you're actually going there and expecting to hear gear and tell the difference between different gear and stuff like that, you're going to be, sorely disappointed. The other thing is it's a little bit of a scam because the exhibitor or the people that put on these shows charge the exhibitors a fee for either the room or the table, and that's usually a pretty high fee. A lot of times it's several $1,000s. And then they also charge you, the attendee, another fee, so that it's almost like they're double dipping, and I'm kind of against that in a way. Yeah, I mean, everyone's got to make money, but it in some ways doesn't seem fair or right, considering the fact that if you go test drive a car or go want to look at a car, the dealer doesn't charge you to do that. Even if it's a high-end car like a Ferrari or a Bentley or something like that, if you want to go kick the tires and literally and figuratively and drive that car, they're not going to charge you a fee to do that. And it's kind of like the same thing that's happening with, if you're an attendee of one of these shows, you're actually paying a fee for these manufacturers to then advertise their products to you. So in some ways that's unfair to the attendees, and I think a lot of these shows should be free, in my opinion. And then, the other thing is that, but then on the plus side, if you haven't been to one of these shows, it may be worth it just for the experience of being able to actually talk to a lot of the engineers that actually design some of these products. So that is really a plus. Being able to talk to the people there directly at the manufacturer. For instance, at Rocky Mountain Audio Fest, I was able to talk to all the manufacturers and ask them any, specific questions I wanted to and stuff like that. So for me, in some ways, it was more of an information gathering thing and a social thing rather than a thing where I'm actually taking a look at evaluating their gear and actually really listening to it. More like picking the brains of the engineers and stuff like that. I mean, Cord Electronics, Rob Watts sometimes, does conferences or does, talks at some of these shows, which I really enjoy. Also, some of their engineers and people are actually at the booths to talk to. I mean, same thing with Woo Audio. You can talk with Jack Woo himself or Mike, who's very knowledgeable, at Woo Audio and, all the other booths and everything. The last time at Rocky Mountain Audio Fest, I was able to actually speak with, I think his name is Thorsten, the CEO, and I guess maybe founder or co-founder of iFi. So people like that are actually at the booth, and it's kind of fun to meet them. Shit Audio, Jason Stoddard and Mike Moffitt, they're usually there at the different shows. So, these are people that you've read about on the different blogs or different posts on Head-Fi and stuff like that. And it's kind of fun to meet these people. But again, if you're looking to try to evaluate equipment or figure out what to buy, I think it's not a good way to do that at these shows. And again, it's very expensive. I just heard that Rocky Mountain Audio Fest next year is going to be at a different resort. It's a brand new resort called the Gaylord Resort that just opened up near Denver, near the Denver airport. And the rooms there, I was looking at the rooms, they're like almost $300 just for the room. And then again, Rocky Mountain Audio Fest is charging the exhibitors a lot for the table of the rooms, and then you have to pay for your room if you're staying there. Then you have to pay for your flight to get over there as well, if you're not local to the area. And again, you're not going to be able to really hear any gear adequately because they're just not really set up for that. I think it would be a lot better if, like for instance, for headphones, for CanJam, if they had like a strictly library kind of sound level, like no talking at all on the floor or just maybe whispering. And then they had like a separate area where you could maybe talk with the manufacturer or something, but maybe if they had a listening room where there was strictly no talking, that would make it a lot more beneficial to preview headphones and preview headphone gear to actually be able to hear it. But the way that it is now, you might sit down at one of the exhibitor booths, just for an example, say Odyssey, just as an example. You put on their headphones, you start listening to it. Behind you, there's people talking and laughing and stuff, you know, just right behind you. I mean, really loudly. You can't even hear the music hardly. So, in my opinion, it's kind of a mess. And, you know, if you've never been to one of these shows, yeah, I guess I would maybe recommend going to one just for fun, just so you can see what it's all about and stuff like that. But I'm kind of against them at this point after having been to a few of them. And for all these reasons that I've outlined in this video. I mean, certainly I'd love to hear your comments if you have any feedback or comments on this topic. But yeah, I mean, if you're thinking about like Rocky Mountain Audio Fest, the AXPONA show that's going on right now, or even CanJams, you know, I think in some ways they're a little bit of a scam. So just my 2 cents. Maybe I'll get a lot of flack for this video, but I'd like to hear your comments nevertheless. So yeah, thanks for watching, and for community and discussion, see the comments field, and I'd appreciate, you know, your thoughts on the topic. See you in my next video.